Who Told You show. My name is Lorraine Suckoo, and the Who Told You show is brought to you is aired every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the Bell Global TV network on Comcast Channel 20. You can watch us 24 hours a day on the bgntvgospel.com, and my sponsor is Central Residential and Commercial Cleaning in Romulus, Michigan. So today is Mother's Day, and I just want to thank you all mothers who are joining in with us today. And I just want to acknowledge you as moms everywhere and to just wish you a happy Mother's Day. I hope you will all spend a quality time with your families today. And some children are not home with their parents at this time. I especially would like to address those mothers who are missing their children, and like mine is in college, so on the way. So just thankful for the children that we have been blessed to have children. So it is a blessing. So I just want to say a prayer right now I got this prayer from the website called Thoughts About God. So I'm going to just say that prayer right now, a prayer for mothers. Thank you, Lord, that you fill a mother's heart with love. Thank you that you have instilled in her being the need to protect her children if at all possible. Thank you, Lord, for giving her the gift of nurturing her children, of teaching them, of comforting them, for feeding them and making a safe place for them, for guiding them to be all that God has created them to be. Fill every mother with love, wisdom, and endurance, with strength and patience, and enable her to rely on you and call upon you, because you will give her all she needs in your precious name. Lord, please bless everyone who is joining us today who is not a mother, and you know their needs, Lord. Thank you. Amen. And bless this session today so we will be able to deliver the message that you have intended for us to deliver. Thank you. Amen. So I want to introduce you to Esther McCormack today, who is our guest on the show. And Esther McCormack holds a degree in community health education, specializing in traditional Chinese medicine. She is a mother of 5, a grandmother of 9, a community health educator, a therapist, and permaculture designer. She is committed to creating sustainable health for the individuals and our entire ecosystem by creating relationships of integrity and compassion at all levels of existence, and we are seamlessly connected. And so before, you may say something now if you like, but go ahead if you want to.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Good. And I am really, really very honored to have her, and she is extremely busy, and she has taken the time off today to come and talk to you today. So I'm very, very happy that she's here. And I personally did not prepare a Mother's Day lecture personally, so I've asked her to do the lecture, to bring her information and share with you, because I think it's important. And I've had just so many ups and downs in my own family life with my son, and just things been happening, illnesses and so on. So I'm just glad she's here to help me out today. But I did want to share a few words with you about mothers. And so I'm really want to focus on the challenges we have, especially me going through these challenges of illness with my son. My older son is an adult now, and through the challenges and the times that the challenges are the times when we really need God most. When sometimes even me, I tend to think twice about my faith, when things don't go my way, and I know it's not my way, it's His way. And sometimes it's hard to put it in His hands when you want things a certain way. And so I wanted to mention that we go through different stages in our life in being a mom. You go through your child, when a mom first holds their child in their hand as a baby, is one of the most, I don't even know if we can describe the feeling a mom has when she does that for the first time. And then as they grow, we go through different stages. So we play the role of I wanted to read this passage from the Bible. Psalm 121 verse 3 says, "Behold, the children are heritage from the Lord. The fruit of the womb are reward." And so that is a good thing. I try to, I like that verse because it says a lot. So, but it tells us that the children are not, we bring them, but they are really God's children as well. So we are blessed as parents. So one thing I would like to say about the stages that we go through, and as the minute our children are born, they become the focal point of our life until we leave, they become a focal point. So as they grow, we should grow with them. And what I wanted to say about challenges is, and the stages we go through, you are a different mom when your child is a baby. You're a different mom when you play a different role when your child is a teenager. You play a different role when they're an adult, and you play a different role when they get married and have their own children. You become a grandmother, but you're still a mother, but you're still playing the role, a different role as a mother. So if we consider that those are different roles, and we have to give our children the space to grow in all those roles. And one of the reason why I'm saying this is because sometimes we tend to impose our beliefs on our children, and we have to be careful how we do that they have their own roles to play as human beings and as Christians and as children of us. So, and sometimes when we don't let them, we intercede sometimes it causes conflicts, and when we have conflicts, it may be that we're just imposing our beliefs on them. And the challenging times is when we need to be more supportive to our children and to their needs, and be the parent that they want us to be during those challenging times. And a lot of times parents tend to walk away from the challenging times. Some parents, and sometimes it's just too much. So we just have to always remember that those are the times when they need us most. Those are the times when we need to be a different parent. Those are the times when we need to come to different. We take on those different roles. So even as a child. So Proverbs 22 says, "Train up a child in the way we should go. Even when he's old, he will not depart from it." So as a mother, that's our role. As parents, that's our role, and we just want to stay on that track as much as we can. So by the time they grow to be adults, you've done your part, and you just have to let them go. And one thing we must always do is pray for them. Pray for them and what they need. Okay, so now I'm going to let Esther McCormack talk about her topic on motherhood. And go ahead, please.
Thank you. I'm very honored to be here with you, Lorraine. I've been very impressed by Lorraine's enthusiasm in sharing her faith and her knowledge about health, healthy nutrition, and how to live and create a sustainable life transaction for yourself. And I'm happy to be here to join in her work. I've been working in America. I spent 13 years teaching in Sweden and Europe and South Africa. I've been teaching traditional Chinese medicine and community health education. A long time ago in my career, since 1989, a long time ago in my career, I realized that the important thing was not to fix the illness, but to help to teach people how to create wellness for themselves. And I believe that that's what Lorraine's commitment is to. So I'm here today as a mother. I have 5 children and 9 grandchildren, another one coming, almost 10. I'm also a daughter, and daughter of a mother and of a father and of sons. And I wanted to ask you to please take a moment and think about yourself and how you fit into that nexus of motherhood. Who are you? Are you a mother? Are you a daughter? Are you a son? Are you a grandmother, grandfather? Who are you? Because we all are related to our mothers. Our mother is the source of our physical existence. And through her, we access the source of our spiritual existence. She teaches us how to relate to everything in creation, and she teaches us how to relate to ourselves, and she teaches us how to relate to our Creator. All of that is the mother's work. It's not a small job. One of the most interesting things that I heard in my study of science was that an infant, when it is born, cannot see. The eyes don't work together. They have to learn to work together after they come out of the womb and they start to relate to life outside of the womb. In the womb, they're in a suspended state where they don't actually feel pressure because they're suspended in fluid, and they don't feel pain. They hear sounds, but the main sound is the beat of their mother's heart. And they are in a state of complete, pure beingness, peace, contentment, and safety. We all remember that. And we all yearn for it. In fact, that yearning for that state of contentment and peace is the thing that moves us to either reject things that could move us away from that or yearn for things that would move us toward it. So that its experience in the womb is the template for our experience of life. In Arabic, the word Rahma, which is when God is speaking about himself, he says, call me Allah or call me Rahman. It's the same. The root of the word Rahma is womb. So he's reminding us of that experience of being safe in the womb of our mother. So in preparing for this talk, I looked in many different sources in the Bible, which is how I looked in the Quran, and I discovered that in the Quran, God, the Creator, says, call me Allah or call me Rahman, because the root Rahman or Rahma means womb. And I believe it's a way for the Creator to remind us of that state of peace and oneness and interconnectedness that we had when we were safe in our mother's womb. And we all have the trauma of being torn away from that safety in our birth. I've spent a lot of time helping women to have natural births, births in which the child is protected and supported during the time they move out into the world, but that's not always possible. Oftentimes there's trauma from that moment. Women, in fact, are given the gift, as you've said, and the challenge of protecting the child as it develops, both in the womb, through the birth process, and through their life, and possibly through the transition into death. And it's a challenge. So what I wanted to discuss is a bit of a taboo subject, which is that there is a mother wound. Because the mother has been wounded by the society that we have created. I read about it from a woman who was a feminist, and she was very involved in talking about patriarchal society and how it wounded women. And I shy away from putting the blame somewhere outside of ourselves. In the end, we always must look to ourselves and see what we can do to deal with both accepting and evolving past and celebrating the blessing in every situation that we find ourselves in. So remember, I invited you to see where you are now in the mother nexus. If we're honest, we'll say that we have mixed feelings about Mom. She was both the one who nurtured us and took care of us, and she was also the one that told us we couldn't have that candy bar when we wanted it, and the one who kicked us out and made us study or made us play outside when we wanted to watch television.
Or don't go to the prom.
Yeah, she was the one who limited us. At the same time, she was pushing us forward. And we must take into consideration her situation. To what extent was that woman supported by her environment? Was their family, extended family, or society there to support her in this important task of creating, giving over her life and her body to create life and to sustain it as it grows? Was she supported even in breastfeeding, the best thing the child can have, but was she allowed to do it? You know, was she supported in it? Was she helped? Was she nurtured? Or was she expected to go back to work after 2 weeks and continue the 24/7 job of being a wife and mother while working 40 hours a week? What support did your mother have? What support did you have? What support does your daughter have? So when we realize that because she had to deal with difficult situations, sometimes I, and sometimes she, as a mother, developed coping techniques that were counterproductive, that were not wise. So we have to be selective in copying what our mother did. One person said to me at one time when I was a mother, they're not going to do what you said, they're going to do what you did. It's a big one. It's a big responsibility. There are many
So
things I regret.
you have to be exemplary for them.
You want to be exemplary, but sometimes you're inadvertently exemplary in subtle ways that you don't even understand. As a woman, and I'm a black woman in this society, there were messages to me about don't try to make yourself too big, and don't believe that you can accomplish too much, and don't think that you
Beliefs.
Can. You see what I mean?
Yes.
There's subtle messages that are transmitted, and they're transmitted to our daughters, and we tell them, shh, don't, no, you wait for your brother. We transmit messages like that, and so it's important that we say, how can we get past it? So my work as a therapist is to help people to connect to the stress of everyday life and to find that inner peace that they experienced when they were within the womb of their mother. And that peace is available to us. It's waiting there in our own hearts. And the secret, the bridge to that peace is our breath. The first breath we took when we left the mother is the bridge that we can take to go back to that state of womb safety and peace. So when we take a deep breath, expanding our stomachs and relaxing our jaws as we release the breath, we remember that first breath. When we put our feet on the ground, we connect the 2 points in the Chinese acupuncture system that are at the bottom of the foot. We connect those 2 points to the earth, and they're like the nipples of Mother Earth, and energy bubbles up through those places in the bottom of our feet and supports us with every step. So in the Taoist tradition, they actually speak of the source of the universe in the feminine. They talk about the womb of existence. So the creative element is beyond male and female. However, it is nurturing, and it's important that we allow ourselves to create to the support from the earth and allow ourselves to take in the breath from heaven so that we can be at peace. There's another simple trick we can do, which is to place our hand on our forehead and the back of our hand on the back of our head while breathing deeply. This simple gesture is called FO, frontal occipital holding. Mothers, I suggest you do this when the kids are driving you crazy, or when you're so worried about them, or when they won't listen. Take a deep breath, hold your head, and connect to your heartbeat. Because it's in your heart that you can connect to our Creator, to the source of your existence. Because the creative energy of the universe comes through you to your children. So connect to that source energy and be at peace. Because actually, physically, biochemically, the biochemistry of your emotions are communicated in the womb to your child. And energetically, your state of being is communicated to your children with each moment. The mother's prayer is answered. The mother's prayer is answered by the universe itself. So by being in a prayerful state of connectedness and peace, you will transmit that trust and that peace to your children, to your husband, to the whole of society. The support of the mothers is part of the support for our Mother Earth. We must learn to take care of the soil, to take care of the plants, to learn how to grow food ourselves. Correct mistakes our parents might have made in teaching us what to eat and how to eat. All of this is part of honoring our mothers, honoring the great mother and honoring the human mother who gave her life and her breath and many, many sleepless nights to support us in becoming fulfilled, wise, and balanced, honorable human beings. Thank you, Mother.
To say the earth is our home. And sometimes we neglect to think that we are being housed on the earth. It's our home, and we have to take care of it like our mothers take care of us.
It's the big womb, because the atmosphere of the earth is around the earth under our feet, and it's like we're in a big womb. So we must protect the atmosphere, we must protect the soil. Doing that is honoring our mothers. So I call on those who make decisions, short-term decisions about fracking and destroying the water and destroying
And
the soil.
pollution, all the stuff we put
Exactly.
in the plastics and all the stuff we put in the earth, that it won't be able to
Exactly.
interfere with the process.
If you honor your mother, and today you kind of are reminded that that's something that's a good thing to do, honor our Mother Earth also. Because I as a woman feel myself as earth walking. You know, the earth is our mother, our grandmother, and I am the mother, and the mother takes care of us all, and we have a responsibility to her, to care for her so that she can sustain life in the future. The mother is the bridge between the past and the future. And our concern for the future is based on our concern for supporting the mother, so that she can transmit to the children the possibility of a fulfilled and sustainable life here on the earth. This mother, who was worried about her child, was so nervous she could hardly speak a little while ago.
Unusually, I can't anyway.
And I used a trick that you can access through me, through my center if you like. I'd love to teach mothers how to do this. I'd put a bead on her ear in a place called Shen Men. Shen Men means spirit gate in Chinese. It's a point on our ear that we can use to access the part of our consciousness that is always connected, safe, and at peace, and in a state of pure beingness. Connecting to ourselves at that level of consciousness allows us to focus and puts everything into perspective. So teaching people how to stimulate that point is very important to me. And I just was called to share that knowledge with my beloved Lorraine just before we started the show. So where is the Shen Men point? I'll just explain that there's a picture of the whole body on the ear. We are wondrously created. There's a master engineer. This is like a fetus, an embryo. It's the head, and this is the spine. This is the diaphragm. The heart and lungs are here. The abdominal organs here. The Shen Men point is right in the top of the ear, where there's a triangle that's a shadow. And by stimulating that point and breathing deeply, we can find a bit of peace in all the chaos and change that surrounds us in everyday life. We can go back and connect to our own hearts. So that's where the place is. I don't know if we can zero in on that and show where it is on her ear. Just turn your head over. The Shen Men point is just in the top of the ear. And just so you think it's not about beads or seeds or anything, my little daughter, my granddaughter, who is allergic to math, she gets nervous and can't think when you put a math paper in front of her. And my daughter, who is wiser than I am, and that makes me very proud to say that as a mother, she said to her daughter, "What's the matter, honey?" She said, "Oh, it's the math. I have a stomachache, I have a headache, I can't do it." And she said, "What do you do?" And she said, "I close my eyes." "What else do you do?" "I put my feet on the ground." "What else?" "I hold my ears." And she just held her ears. She didn't have a bead on it. She just held her ears on the Shen Men point. "And then what do you do, honey?" "I take 10 deep breaths." So she did that. So do that with me now. Hold your top of your ears, put your feet on the ground, close your eyes, and take 10 deep breaths. Depending how quickly you breathe, that was a good 10. And that was a long time for a little girl. After those 10 breaths, she turned her paper over and she did her math. We use this same technique of stimulating points on the ear to help children who have trouble focusing to excel in school, to be able to deal with attention difficulties. We use it to help people dealing with addictions, people dealing with PTSD, people like mothers dealing with simple, everyday stress. and hoping to somehow manage to keep themselves in a state of focus and connectedness so that they can guide and support their children. So I suggest you to use these simple techniques, and please join us at Core Health Institute. It's located in Farmington Hills at the Mercy Center, and it's a center established for the community. It's a place where you can come and learn how to take care of yourself, or come and rest, have a bit of a retreat. We teach classes in self-care using the points in traditional Chinese medicine on your own body to deal with all sorts of symptoms, both social, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, because they're all interconnected. So all of these symptoms are connected. The wound of being alive can be healed through connecting to our Creator. And the person who taught us how to do that and continues to do so is our mother. Thank you, Mother. Thank you for teaching me how to love and how to live. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today on Mother's Day. Again, happy Mother's Day to all of you there viewing and watching the show today. Thank you for your support.
My name is Mike Duggan, and I'm watching the Bell Global Network.
Hey, keep it locked. It's your boy D. Hattie watching the Bell Global Network. You know how it is.
Hi, I'm Charlie Langton, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
Hi, this is Martha Reeves, and you're watching Bell Global Network.
What's going on, y'all? It's Mr. Bell. Some know me as Antone Choirboy Bell. Others know me as Elder Antone Bell. I am co-CEO of Bell Global Network, BGN TV 2090. And I want to invite you right now to get your own broadcast. I'm calling all ministries, all politicians, all business owners. Get your own broadcast right now, starting at $99. And if you have an idea for a TV show, we can bring your idea to reality. We have packages available that includes production and facilities. Also, we have advertising packages starting as little as $25. So don't hesitate. Give us a call at 313-355-7877. Once again, that's 313-355-7877 to make an appointment today.
Consultation Services, LLC. Experienced professional social work practitioner. Path to a better life starts here. 2 locations, Harper Woods and Detroit. We can help you improve your memory. We specialize in how to improve your memory workshops, including individual, family, group, and mental health services. Also, services includes lifestyle changes, in-home care, utilities, disability, adult daycare, nursing homes, substance abuse community resources, therapeutic training sessions, spiritual counseling. We have different payment plans to fit your needs. Call today and make an appointment and allow us to serve you. Once again, Alice Consultation Services, LLC. For more information, call 313-615-6323. Once again, that's 313-615-6323.
My name is Mike Duggan, and I'm watching the Bell Global Network.
Hey, keep it locked. It's your boy D. Hattie watching the Bell Global Network. You know how it is.
Hi, I'm Charlie Langton, and you're watching the Bell Global Network.
Hi, this is Martha Reeves, and you're watching Bell Global Network.